Good evening. So great to have you here. I'm Laura Painter. We start tonight with state politics. Tonight, voters had the opportunity to hear from the leading candidates for California governor. 6 candidates squared off in a televised debate in a crowded race. 2 leading Republicans, Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco, and 4 Democrats, Katie Porter, Tom Steyer, Xavier Becerra, and Matt Mahan. ABC 10 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huff joins us now with the key moments. Jenny, what are the big takeaways?
Well, Laura, for politicos, the focus of the debate was to see if anyone could stand out, specifically if the 2 Republicans could differentiate from one another, and for Democrats, if Xavier Becerra and Matt Mahan, who've gained traction since Eric Swalwell's exit, could make an impact.
The new leading candidates square off, and who will separate themselves from the pack.
Wednesday night's debate featuring Republican Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco and Democrats Tom Steyer, Katie Porter, Xavier Becerra, and Matt Mahan covered everything from the state's high gas tax to its homelessness crisis to jabs between some candidates.
We don't need a billionaire who made his money in private prisons and oil and gas that he's now supposedly against, or Trump's hand-picked candidate or a D.C. insider who the Sacramento establishment is now rallying around.
On homelessness, a soft A grade for Governor Gavin Newsom from Democratic candidate Xavier Becerra to a strong F from the Republicans.
But I would probably give him a B on homelessness.
I'm going to give us all, though, a D on implementation.
On effort, I would give him an A.
I think we've just learned of the failure of the California education system, too, if we can't even realistically assign grades to failure.
I'd love to be in your class, Katie, if you get a B for what Gavin Newsom's done on homelessness. My goodness, of course it's an F.
Critics of each other's views, from Matt Mahan to Tom Steyer and from Xavier Becerra to Steve Hilton.
The only housing Tom Steyer's built has been private prisons and ICE detention centers.
Well, it's interesting to watch someone who has served as a talking head on a Fox News program telling us how government should run.
And the chance for candidates to respond directly to issues facing their respective campaigns. For Mahan, how he would promise to work for voters, not Silicon Valley, despite being backed heavily by wealthy tech executives.
I am not afraid to regulate big tech or any other industry.
For Becerra, knowing about the rumors against former California Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Eric Swalwell while he was a Democratic leader.
Rumors are not facts, and the caucus, the Democratic caucus, is not a place that adjudicates those things.
For Bianco, his controversial seizing of Proposition 50 ballots in Riverside County following reports of alleged fraud, and whether he'd do the same should he not agree with the results of the primary election.
This is an absolute ridiculous question. This is a ridiculous topic because we have an allegation of voter fraud.
For Steve Hilton, his endorsement by President Donald Trump, who was deeply unpopular in California, according to polls.
That we will have a constructive relationship and partnership with the federal government.
For Porter, her controversial treatment of a staffer and a reporter and what she'd advise her kids to do if their bosses treated them the same way.
If somebody is treating you rudely, you should speak up. And that's what I would want my children to do.
For Steyer, his being a billionaire wanting to tax other billionaires.
But I'm not the only billionaire in this race. The billionaires and corporations are spending big in this race to oppose me.
And another interesting question to all the candidates, whether they would endorse their party's nominee should they not be the ones to advance as one of the top 2 vote getters. All the Democrats said yes, so that no Trump-backed Republican would become governor. Steve Hilton also said yes, but Chad Bianco confidently said no, saying it will be him and fellow Republican Hilton that's advancing to November. Laura.
Yeah, Jenny, such a dynamic race. Lots to track in the weeks ahead of the June primary. I don't think you'll be getting much sleep. We'll be talking with you a lot, which I look forward to. Jenny, thank you.